not? So you can't judge me being honest about whether or not I look you in the eye. I might not come from a look you in the eye culture. Honesty with me might be kicking you in the shin. Steve, you're telling the truth. Affirmation. 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 What does your ideal chapter look like?
Everybody's possessed.
You go. Okay. How do we get them there? See, everything that you're about to tell me, we have to come up with a plan to get them there. Study groups. See, when we do study groups around like midterm, around like final, do a study group from week 1 on through. See, it's not as exciting to be studying week 1. But why not have a reputation? Alphas had a study table. They've had the study table for 5 years. Piece of documentation on the study table, 85% of the people hang out at the Alpha study table graduate with a 2.5 or above. Then Alpha can walk around like this hand. First of all, academically. You're like, dang. Seriously. Because we get away with murder in these organizations. I mean, sometimes literally. But people join us and we really haven't given them much to join. They join what they saw, what they heard. And then they come and this is what they get from us. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. Those of you with me earlier, you saw this, but I have to do this for this. I always tell people I'm always 2 generations behind technology-wise.
Still works.
If I had been around with the horse, I'd still had my horse when they got to the car. I still don't believe, this whole... What am I doing right now? I'm still in my VHS tapes to DVD. That's a job. Because I have a bunch of them. Some of you did this with me, so you can sit that part out. 20 seconds. Count how many times you find the letter F as in Frank. F as in Frank, you've got 20 seconds. Now. Keep it to yourself. I always say, I know y'all read that thing 100 times in 20 seconds. Don't keep raising your hand. Those people with me earlier, you get to sit this out. The rest of you, just raise your hand when I get to the total or final number of F's that you found. How many of you found 1 F? How many found 2 F's? How many of you found 3 F's? Anybody found more than 3? Of that group, how many found 4? Anybody found more than 4? Of that group, how many found 5? Anybody found more than 5? There were 6 F's in that statement. Most of you missed one of the F's in the word of. Those F's didn't move. You all read that thing again 100 times in that 20 seconds I gave you, and most of us missed those 3 F's. This one here, that one there, that one. Finish, files, into scientific. I use that for a number of reasons. I'm dealing with younger people than you just to point out to them that they don't know everything. But what you ought to point out to you that the answers to every problem we ever face in life are right there in front of our faces. Nothing magical about this. The answers to every problem we face are right in front of our face. In our organizations, the answers are right there. The stuff that you all talked about before, we got people writing books about this stuff there. Yeah. We're the hot new literary type. Yeah. We don't read books. And we're not really trying to change. We got to, until we can get beyond the surface level approach to what we're doing and really reconnect with the greatness that we're supposed to have. Because see, when you're great, there's some things you can't do. Can you imagine Martin Luther King smoking a joint on the street corner? You can't even imagine it. He got mad because I said it. That was what happened when we made the connection earlier. You sit next to me. I thought that's what you are. I don't know. But then there's some, I stay out of trouble for the most part for 49 years, never wanting to embarrass my mom. Mm-hmm. That's, even today, my mom's been gone for 15 years. I wake up every day and one of the things that I said, I wouldn't do anything today to embarrass her. Keep me out of trouble. Find something to keep you out of trouble. but also find something to help propel you through that day. I talked earlier about how you introduce yourself to people in the morning. Because you need energy to deal with the issues you deal with in these organizations. I've been in Iowa by 26 years. I'm almost quit 3 times in the last couple weeks. I'm tired. Seriously, I'm tired of dealing with foolishness. When you join something thinking that you're trying to do this, but everybody wants to wallow down here. Somebody once told me you don't wallow in the mud with a pig, because first of all, the pig likes it. And after a while, nobody will know the difference between the two of them. I didn't have a problem. I don't have a problem struggling. Like I said, I come from people who struggle. I recognize without tests, there are no testimonials. But sometimes we're supposed to upgrade the struggle. Again, everybody in this room is riding on the shoulders of the people who came before you. Part of your responsibility is to provide shoulders for those who don't come behind you. To the young men in this room, you need to go home and make sure some little boy who looks like you recognizes one, school is okay. You can be cool and go to school. To the ladies in this room, help a little girl know what it's like to be a positive woman. They see enough examples of negativity every day. Every day, that's part of the responsibility we have to take up space on the planet. Because again, none of us are here on our own merits. We're riding shoulders. I know I'm riding some shoulders. Every opportunity we have, somebody else can provide for us. Obama running for president, Hillary Clinton running for president, black man, white woman, neither one of them wants to stand up and say they're the black man or the white woman. As though it diminishes them somehow to be that one. I'm the white woman. No, I'm saying Hillary, no. Obama, I'm the black man, he would never either. Obama like Tiger Woods. He is. He's the right kind of black man. And I get in trouble as a black man, but I said the right kind of black man ain't going to do a whole lot for black people when he becomes president of the United States. And that's okay, because he's like Oprah. I say this too and get in trouble. Oprah ain't going to mess with her prime constituency. Y'all know Oprah giving stuff away. Who in that order? Usually white women. I ain't mad at Oprah. Oprah like she's sticking her brother here, sister here. Oprah said, I'm a billionaire. I ain't gonna be a billionaire mess with black people. Y'all need to watch. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. Where do we go? Where do we go? Who's a Leo? I know we got a couple of you. Who's been in 1 to 5 years? 5 to 10. 10 to 15. 15 to 20. 20 to 30. Anybody over 30? Okay. At some point, I get in trouble with this when I was the national president of IOTA because I actually told them we need one intake program for all the fraternities and one intake program for all the sororities, because then we get rid of the macho of the intake programs. Nobody can say their program was harder than somebody else's program. Because we all, but you know that all right. Because I got to put my frat brothers on the railroad tracks, so he got to make his jump off the roof. It's part of tradition. But the bottom line is we spend so much time worrying about how people come in, we don't care what they do once they're in. He wasn't made right. How many of y'all heard that? He wasn't made right. Paper. I'm glad you said paper. What's the first thing most of you get once you join your organization? Paper. A paper what? Certificate. And if you don't get that paper, you mad at the world. And when you graduate, what do you get? Paper. A piece of paper. And if you don't get that, your parents mad at the world. But you can't, you know, when the rules change, somebody asked me, well, Steve, I don't understand why we can't do this. Because we messed it up. We messed it up. Those of us who were around because see, I would like to see intake come back public. There was something special to me and also kind of open about a whole group of people standing up in line at the Villa de Foire at noon. Now all of y'all like to mold. Y'all go so deep, you come up dirt all in your hands. Don't nobody know what you're doing, but everybody know what you're doing. You walking around, you going through the program, kind of act like you're not going through the program. Girl, your last time out. And then we go through this, some of us, and the grades are supposed to go up, the grades go down.
Right, yeah.
How you have study hours during your program and your grades go down? Because we got you doing so much irrelevant stuff. Again, and for whose fulfillment is that? Mine. Adding no value to you coming through an intake program. I would actually like to see your intake program turn into a rites of passage program, so at the end of the program you know something. Not just about your organization, but about life, about your history. At least know how to go and reserve the room.
Wow.
At least know who the director of Greek affairs is on your campus. I'm serious. You come through a whole X number of week program and all you got is some foolish stories to tell you at the end of it. Any organization, again, that doesn't evolve becomes obsolete. What are we trying to do? What are we trying to do? What works? Anybody, what works? And by the way, for some of you, because one thing I learned about conferences and speaking, some of you like to get magic bullets. You want somebody to give you a handout that's going to solve every problem you got? And I do have those handouts. I just don't talk about them. I'm going to send it to you. You won't read it. I will. I'm going to send it to you because we like that stuff. But what we fail to recognize is that people do more of what they see you doing than what you tell them. See, if it was that easy when the national officer said we would stop hazing, we would have stopped hazing. When the national officer said we shouldn't drink people to death, we would stop drinking people to death. And the MPHC groups want to make alcohol more of a white organization. Problem, we know we got walking alcoholics in all of our groups. And it's bad. Because most of the fights, by the way, start around alcohol. We get drunk, because you know we got a pre-party. We got a party before the party. So the pre-party, that water is a 40. That water might be a little Hennessy, Patron. Whatever one of the rappers tell us to drink, we drink. Cavassier was a couple of years ago. Hennessy, you know, whatever they tell us to drink. Alizé. Little girls trying to order Alizé, don't even know how to say the word. Can I get some Alizé? It's like, so what? Can I get some Alizé? I'm like, okay, Snoop. What makes your organization special? Who's the president of their chapter? Any chapter president here? Stand up. Chapter president, stand up. Stand up. What group? Why should I join Delta Sigma Theta?
Because it's an organization that serves the community. That serves the community.
What organization?
Family.
Why should I join?
Because we do quality over quantity and we are very strong systems.
What organization?
Alpha.
Why should I join?
First of all, service of all, we stop and send all.
Page 5 of the brochure. Thank you. Give him a round of applause. But folks, when you talk about your group, I need to walk away with a sense of excitement. I need to be on fire after I heard that presentation. And you made that sound good. Page 2 of the brochure. Yours was covered the brochure. But when you talk about your group, because you notice too, the troublemakers, and I have no trouble recruiting. Right. A fool can always find another fool. Have you noticed those of you with an academic slant, a service slant, tend to have more trouble recruiting people? Because a quality young man or woman is real particular about what they get into in theory for life.
Right.
Fools just looking for the next part. Oh man, can you have people back and come to your information? I mean, they won't say it, but they think, oh man, y'all the coolest strollers on campus. Y'all the ones who went around. Y'all doubled up on the stroll. I ain't never seen nobody double up on the stroll.